Hello and welcome to the channel, Graceful 40s Wellness. Brandy here, and I wanted to share something. I was just working out at the gym, getting a little walk on, and God reminded me of a video I've been meaning to put out. So let me tell you about God's design and how that worked out for me healing my tinnitus naturally and for free in 72 hours. Okay, so I'm gonna keep this real simple, straightforward, and brief. But before I do, I just want to say this channel focuses on health, natural hair, and faith. So if you're interested, I would encourage you to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, leave a comment. I'm still trying to get in the habit of consistency, but that's neither here nor there. So let us talk. Okay, so for me, I'm gonna just walk you through getting tinnitus, how I got it in the first place, what I tried beforehand, and what actually worked, and how this all goes back to God's design, okay? So let us talk. So first things first, I believe I had a flu, and this was pretty bad. Like, I was bedridden for days. I wasn't doing well. I was pretty incapacitated, and I was feverish, couldn't eat. I just was way out in the realm of illness. Fortune's in the back over there, so if he moves, that's what's going on. But sticking to the point, I got really sick and I had the flu, and then I healed from the flu eventually. I think it took about 2 weeks, honestly, so I was down bad. But it took 2 weeks. God helped me up, got me back on my feet again. But when I was finally healed enough, I noticed that I was having this ringing in my ear, this continual like humming, pressure, windy kind of noise. Any person with tinnitus will tell you, if you have tinnitus and you're watching, you know what I'm talking about. It's in my right ear, and I am a person who is a little bit sensitive to sound, and I really didn't enjoy it. Honestly, it made me feel like I was gonna pull my hair out or have a little bit of a meltdown. So I set up an appointment with my doctor, and I said, "Hey, Doctor So-and-so, I have this ringing in my ear." They confirmed, "Hey, you have tinnitus." And the issue, how people have tinnitus, is that there's actual fluid trapped in your ear, related to how you might experience some form of sickness, in my case, the flu. So I ended up with tinnitus from the flu itself, and they gave me like antibiotics and said, "Oh, it'll go away, it should be fine." I took all my antibiotics, did all the things they said. It did not go away. And so I kind of just adjusted to expecting to live with it, because I didn't want to keep taking antibiotics forever, and I didn't want to get like any sort of surgery where they like remove the liquid, because I don't want to have any sort of invasive medical treatments unless it's really something that has to happen. So I just kind of adjusted to living with it. But I think it's like when I was a kid, I lived near the train tracks. And for the first few nights of living there, I could hear the train tracks. But as time moved on, I could sleep through the night and not even register the train was passing. Like, it's like learning to have background noise. So like my body eventually adjusted to treating the tinnitus like background noise. But as a fluke, and this is why I really want to share this video, and I think why God is asking me to share, is because there's a lot of folks really struggling with tinnitus, and it's not comfortable, and it's maybe not feeling like background noise. It's feeling like stressful. It's feeling like constant. It's feeling like you can't sleep. You can't feel comfortable in your own being because you have this constant stimulus. For me, that is very difficult as a person who's very sensitive to sound anyway. And for folks who are in that boat or just don't want to have the tinnitus symptom of constant ringing sound, stimulus in your ear, here's what happened. So I had this experience where the tinnitus kind of became a background noise from my right ear. I could always hear it. But what I noticed first was like when I got into, I think there was like a time in my life, maybe 2-3 years ago, where I did a 30-day meditation challenge, meditated for 30 minutes every day on a different channel I used to host on YouTube. And I noticed when I was doing the challenge, my tinnitus symptoms were softening. So that was really something that was like, I notice it's quieter. So I started to make a connection with my stress level, my sleep, because as a mental health therapist, I always have known a holistic mental health therapist. I used to have a private practice where that was my focus. But basically the whole point is I noticed that better sleep, like getting more sleep, was helpful. I also noticed that deep breathing and meditation really helped soften the tinnitus like volume dynamic. So that was like my first, oh, okay, cool. That I like that. I know that and I'll work with that. So that was like my first big aha. Okay, so the second thing was maybe and this is the big thing. This is what actually cured it. This is God's design in its perfection, okay? But maybe let's say 2 years ago, or maybe a year and a half ago, somewhere in there, I started getting really interested in fasting. And I've been fasting off and on for like the last 5 years, but I got really interested in um, longer form fasting. So I was interested and started looking into 3-day fast, 72-hour fast. And I can't even remember to tell you why. I think it might have been to like reset some sort of like um, junk food eating habit, or I don't even remember. I can't tell you, and I don't want to worry about that right now. But like I was trying to do something else. So it was like happenstance that I found it. But I was interested in fasting to do some sort of like goal. And I sometimes do these kind of things that's just like a mental challenge. Like, can I literally do it when it comes to my health? And I'm just curious. So the point is, I did a 3-day fasting challenge. And for me, I did fat fasting. So that's basically where I am still eating calories, but they're calories that do not break my fast. So I did 3 days of eating just water, black coffee or green tea, no cream or no sugar, none of that, just like very basic stuff. And I also did fat bombs. So there's lots of recipes, but you can make fat bombs and they actually don't disturb your fasting. Or in my case, I've never found them to be an issue. And if you do fat bombs, which is basically like a recipe where it's coconut oil, you could add in any sort of 0-calorie kind of option. So I would make a coconut oil, I would add a little bit of coconut butter. I don't feel like it was disturbing the fasting dynamic, so it's never seemed to bother me when I've done fasting, because I've done 24-hour fasting, I've done 48-hour fasting, so a 3-day fast was just kind of the next thing. And this was for the sake of just kind of resetting my body and my eating habits, I think, at the time. But the point is, fat bombs, when I make it, my recipe includes coconut oil and coconut butter and a little bit of sea salt and maybe a little bit of vanilla extract and either lemon juice or cocoa powder. And maybe some monk fruit sweetener. So it's like a little treat, a little cold treat. And you put them in your freezer and then you can just eat them when you feel like hunger coming in or prior to that window of feeling hunger. I don't know what it's called. When you know you're about to, hunger cues, when you're starting to feel hungry, you eat it and then it's like the same as eating a meal. So, but you're actually still maintaining the fasted state. The reason I'm going over this is because for any person who wants to know what fat fasting is, that is literally it. You're drinking your black coffee, your green tea, or herbal coffee, or herbal tea, my apologies, and you're drinking tons of water. And if you do want to have any calorie intake without breaking your fast, you could eat fat bombs, and that's how you do it. So I was able to fast 3 days. And the reason I was really curious about 3 days is because I think I just wanted to see what would happen. So when I was researching, what I learned is that your body starts to repair itself at a cellular level when you have been in a fasted state for literally 72 hours. That is the time window for your body to go into repair mode, while you're in a fasted state. So when your body hits 72 hours of being in a fasted state, it can start to assess within your body what is the actual issues where your cells need to repair themselves. So your body will heal. God's design is amazing. God designed us to self-heal. And I don't know like all the ways that this works. So I'm telling you the way this worked for me. This is my testimony that I fasted for 3 days, lived off of water, fat bombs, walking. I'm sure I was praying and walking around the place, doing my faith walks, doing my thing. And I think I'm pretty sure, I don't know what got me interested initially in doing a 3-day fast, but by the time I committed to it, it was literally just to see what my body would do. It wasn't about me healing tinnitus specifically. It was just I was curious, like knowing that in 72 hours of fasting, which is fairly easy if you know how to do a fat fast, because you're not even gonna feel hungry. You might feel mentally hungry, but that's another story. I have a book I'm gonna put out on eventually about fasting and all the different ways, because I've fasted for years and there's quite a bit of information I could share about it and different things that I've found really effective. But the point is, I fasted for 3 days just literally for the science of it. I wanted to see what was going to happen at hour 72. Let me tell you. Okay, so I'm fasting, doing my thing, get to 72 hours, and I'm like, I'm ready to eat, but I'm actually going to give it, like, I think I ended up giving it an extra hour or two just because I wanted to make sure I could kind of see what was going on. Or I think it could have also been, because this was some time ago, to see how far I could push the fast before I was like, all right, I gotta get out. I gotta get some food. I want to be done. So I got to hour 72 and like clockwork, I started to feel very real pressure in my right ear where the tinnitus was. And my ear like heated up, like really, really warm and very noticeably. And then it just kind of stopped. And then what I noticed is like the tinnitus wasn't gone instantly. It was gradual. So I don't really know the science of how like my cells were working out to repair the issue, but something was going on where healing was activated. I promise you, like I could feel it. It was like sort of painful heat, and then like it kind of like big feels, and then like calm. So I could still hear the tinnitus, but it was softer. And then after maybe a couple weeks, it was gone completely. And this is after years of consistent sound, and you know, stimulus from the tinnitus. And I haven't had tinnitus since. I haven't had anything. My ear is healed and back to its prior state, if not better, I'm guessing. So I just wanted to share like how this, in my opinion, is God's design. God is an amazing, amazing architect, right? Like if we think about how God is a carpenter, think about how he's literally designed our bodies. Our bodies are such masterpieces, right? Like a lot of times we're sitting here thinking, oh, well, I don't like, and I'm guilty of this too sometimes. I don't like my elbows, you know, whatever. But like our body is a masterpiece. The things our body can do is just like amazing. Like this is not only God. Only God could do what he's done for the human body. The way our body works, the way it's intricate, the way it's self-sustained in a lot of ways to heal, to birth humanity as well. Like there's so many things that the human body can do that is just like, I can't even. If we really stop, how often do we really stop though? We all gotta really stop and think about it. So the whole point of this is just saying God's design is so intricate. The fact that our body has coding woven into it to heal itself when we apply certain principles. Notice that fasting always brings you closer to God. Can we talk about that? Whenever we fast, we are getting closer to God. We're getting clarity. We have a chance to hear God more clearly. Is that not a gift? And you get some healing? Okay. All right. So I just want I just wanted to share because I know there's a lot of videos out there or a lot of information that's talking about fasting from like the health perspective exclusively, but fasting since the time of the Bible and even before was really about the relationship we have with God. So I just love that there's all these beautiful gifts kind of woven in, and me being able, with God's support, I was going to say assistance, but I think he's really leading and I'm in the passenger seat. Like, healing has been such a gift. So I'm really excited to share this testimony with you. / like, hey, try it yourself. Talk to your doctor if you need to. I don't want to be in charge of anyone else's health journey, so you are in charge of your health journey, but if at least give this some food for thought if we will. But it's been a beautiful thing. I've wanted to put this video out and then I kept forgetting, but today God brought it on me to like go ahead and put that out. I was feeling like this is the day to go ahead and share this one, so I'm hoping that this brings you some inspiration, some good food for thought. And I am excited to share more with you. Over here on the channel, we're focusing on health, certainly natural hair and faith, as I mentioned. So some of the videos will just literally be these 3 categories. But yeah, I just wanted to share because it just really has been astounding. I haven't done I actually did another 3-day fast after. And I can't say the results were pronounced. So I do imagine one caveat is like what health issue your body decides is the primary health issue to focus healing on. And I think it just happened to be when I did that specific fast, my tinnitus, because my body was otherwise healthy. So my hunch is if any person is doing a 3-day fast, whatever issue your body decides is primary is going to be the issue that is being addressed, which means you may get a different area of healing, but you could always circle back. I'm guessing like you could do a 3-day fast maybe once a quarter and continue your healing journey that way if you'd like. But talk with your doctor, do your research, make your decisions, maybe pray on it, see what God has in store. But I just wanted to share this because it's brought me a lot of joy, just knowing like this is possible. Because I've had a lot of interesting medical things that I've never really stopped to think about, So maybe I will share some of those in testimony. Like when I was about 12 to 14, I straightened my teeth without going to the dentist. And that's a whole story. So that could be a good testimony. And when I was born 3 months premature, it was 3 pounds, so that was another thing. But there's other interesting things. So all that to say, I wanted to share this gift with you, and I hope it blesses you and does something good. Or if you know someone who's struggling, maybe send them this video. So yeah, that's all I have for you today. I hope that you will be blessed today. Leave a comment if you found any of this interesting or inspiring. I'd love to hear from you. And I invite you to subscribe, turn on your notifications, give this video a thumbs up, share with a friend who's maybe struggling. And I'm wishing you all the best. May you be blessed, and I will see you in the next one if I am so lucky. All right, take great care. Bye.